Boker Tov, everyone. Good morning. As we continue our way through the month of Elul, coming ever closer to our high holy days of Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, and Simchat Torah. And this morning, we begin as we do each morning with the words of Psalm 27, verse 4. Again, I'm going to sing the tune of Neshama Karli Bach, because tonight, for Simchat Torah, we are going to be having Neshama as part of our service, sharing some of her story and gracing us with some of her absolutely touching music. This is a melody of hers, adapted from a melody of her father's. Made Hashem O Tavakesh, O Tavakesh, O Shivti B'Beit Hashem, Kol Yemei Chayai, Shivti B'Beit Hashem, Kol Yemei Chayai, O Shivti B'Beit Hashem, Kol Yemei Chayai, Shivti B'Beit Hashem, Kol Yemei Chayai. One thing I ask of the Eternal, only that do I seek, to live in the house of God all the days of my life, to gaze upon the beauty of the Eternal, and to frequent God's temple. This morning we have a special treat because we can hear the really moving and powerful story of Charmante Bazula. She is, I'm not going to tell her story, no one could tell it better than her, but she is kind of an adopted daughter for Susan and Bill Brooks in our community. And this is what she had to say.
Rabbi asked me to share a little reflection from my adopted daughter, Charmante, who is a young woman who I've known for several years since meeting her through a Jewish World Watch program. She is from the eastern part of Congo that's been at war since she was born, and she's now a student in Kenya learning English so that she can pass the TOEFL exam and come to college in the US. Charmante, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Charmante. I was born in Congo, town of war, rape, massacre, and others bad things. I was growing up without having hope of life, moving forward. When my mother was pregnant of me, she was being raped by rebels, and my father was killed trying to serve her. At 5 years old, I've become a total orphan. Can you imagine growing up without having the affection of both parents? The sad things, I don't know even the name of my parents. I don't even have the picture of them.
And then when you were 9 years old, you were taken in by a kind woman who took you in as her own daughter, right?
Yeah, I was taken by a single mother, but she passed also away when I was 9 years old. So I'm starting to look food, picking things on the street to eat, and I want to go to school, but it wasn't possible for me to go to school. So I started teach. I created a club of 100 members to teach them leadership and how to overcome their bad stories.
So you were finally able to go to school because of Africa New Day, right?
Yeah.
And they provided you, you went through programs where they provided you with some leadership skills. And then eventually, what did you do on your own? Tell everybody what you did on your own with those leadership skills in high school, in secondary school, and after.
So with my leadership skills, I create a club of women because I really want to help the women. I start teaching them leadership and how to overcome their body stories and to show them that they are useful in the society. So I start teaching them and to help them like that, as I've been helping. So I've been helped also in my life.
What gives you hope right now, Charmante? Because somebody could look at your story and think there's not a lot of reasons for you to have hope, but I know what a hopeful person you are and what a positive person you are.
So the thing which gives me hope is my dream, because I dream to become a president and help the people who has the bad story like mine, or maybe have worse story than mine. So I really need to help people. And what motivates me to continue moving forward is because I really need to help women. That's why I created an organization which called Mukono Amani. So I'm trying really to establish it and to help people in my country.
So for those of you who don't know Swahili, that means hands of peace. And Charmante definitely does have the hands of peace. And Charmante, I'm so moved by your story. I know that the other members of our congregation in this time where we reflect upon our lives and think about what gives us hope, what we're grateful for, and especially in this time of a pandemic, that your story is going to uplift people. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much too.
Thank you to Susan and Charmante for sharing the story. For Charmante to go from both of her parents dying before she turned 5, not knowing where she came from, what tribe she was from, what region, what anything, not having that basic information about her identity, needing to struggle on her own from such a young age, but still living her life from a place of passion, a place of vision, a place filled with so many dreams and ambitions that she continues to work for, and her internal drive for service to help other people who have gone through difficult times like she has, or perhaps even worse. It is truly inspiring and shows that we get so much by giving to one another, by dreaming big, by standing together, that we can really uplift ourselves and our communities through service. Now we're hoping that Charmante will be able to come to the United States soon and will be able to continue her dreams of studying. If you want to find out a little bit more about her, or about how you might be able to be of help in settling her in and making sure that she has a great road ahead, I encourage you to reach out to Susan Brooks. But I hope that Charmante's story has given us a little bit of hope and a little bit of inspiration at a challenging time, of just how much we truly can make a difference. We turn to our words of Psalm 27, reading them once more this morning. Of David, Adonai is my light and my victory. From whom shall I feel fright? Adonai is the stronghold of my life. From whom shall I feel terror? When evildoers approach me in battle to feed on my flesh, my pursuers, my adversaries, they have stumbled, they have fallen down. If a camp encamps against me, my heart will not fear. If a war arises against me, in this I would trust. One thing I have sought from Adonai, how I long for it, that I might live in the house of Adonai all the days of my life, that I might look upon the sweetness of Adonai and spend time in the palace. that you might hide me in your sukkah on a chaotic day. Hide me in the hiding places of your tent. Raise me high upon a rock. Now my head rises high above the enemies round about, and in your tent I'll offer offerings to the sound of truah. I shall sing and chant praises to Adonai. Hear, Adonai, my voice. I am calling out. Be gracious to me. Answer me. My heart has said to you, seek my face. I am seeking your face, Adonai. Do not hide your face from me. Do not turn your servant away in anger. You have been my help. Do not forsake me. Do not abandon me, God of my deliverance. For my father and my mother have abandoned me, yet Adonai gathers me up. Make your path apparent to me. Guide me in the upright road because of those up ahead who lie in wait for me. Do not hand me over to the lust of my adversaries, for false witnesses have risen against me, puffing violently. Had I not the faith that I would see the goodness of God in the land of life, wait for Adonai. Fill your waiting with hope in Adonai. Let your heart be strong and of good courage, and wait hopefully for Adonai. Today we focus on verse 12 in our psalm. Do not hand me over to the lust of my adversaries, for false witnesses have risen against me, puffing violently. These words, vifeach Hamas, puffing violently. And so I want to share with you Rabbi Deborah Robin's reflection on these words, which she entitles, Just Breathe. Noah's world was filled with Hamas, with senseless violence, hateful, destructive words, acts of human cruelty and thoughtlessness. An ancient era flooded with people living, breathing, puffing violently, gasping for breath. This world, too, overflows with Hamas, aggression and oppression, greed and cruelty. Rise up as waters to poison the air, destroying life. Breath, the essence of humanity, when erratic, distorts perspective, paralyzes the body, strangles the soul. On every continent, adversaries rise up with hate. Enemies pledge to destroy. In every city, bruised bodies in homes, raging violence on streets. Love, justice, respect, truth, all in short supply. But it wasn't always this way. The breath that God puffed gently, generously into the first human being was creative, full of potential, worthy of celebration, not just good, but very good. Maybe it doesn't have to be this way. I place my hand on my chest, feel my lungs fill and empty. The breath comes in and goes out, constant and automatic, beyond my control, and yet responsive to my demands. Short and fast with rage or fear, deep and slow to nourish, inspire, energize. Breath that sustains is steady, even ancient. It floods the body with its powers to agitate, animate. This is the breath I need to stand against the flood. Breath given as a gift, mine, ours, to breathe back into our world, to flood with holiness. It's not enough, but it's a place to start. Remember, just breathe. I hope on this Shabbat day we are all able to just breathe and breathe some beauty and light into our worlds. When times are hard, let us take inspiration from the leadership of Charmante, who found ways to uplift people even in the midst of chaos and violence and hurt and loss. May we find ways to do the same in our world. But this morning, I want to just start by thanking all of you for being here, because coming together as community is a way to uplift one another. So Riva and Sunny, Susan and Debbie and Rivka, Davy and Sarah, Pam and George, Marla, Rachel and Bonnie, Gila, and so many others who are here this morning. Thank you for being here. If you tune in later in the day, thank you for coming later in the day. Your presence really does matter. And I am going to share with you the sound of the shofar to awaken us at this moment, to awaken us to the holiday that will occur in just a few short hours when we commemorate Slichot, this entryway into our High Holy Day season. Shabarim, Teruah, Tekiah. Finally, each morning, we say the words of our Mishaberach prayer, our prayer of healing, for anyone in our world who is in need of healing, for anyone who is reliving and mourning September 11th, which we had the 19th anniversary of yesterday, for everyone who is suffering because of the terrible fires that are going on all throughout the West Coast, for everyone who is suffering from COVID, who is struggling with depression, anxiety, or addiction, everyone who is in need of any kind of healing. We hope that in offering these words of prayer, we can uplift one another and that we can know that whatever is our struggle, we are not alone. Mishaberach Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov. Mishaberach Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, v'Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Bless us with the vision for tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us faith, show us the way. Mishaberach Avotenu, Mishaberach Imotenu. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. I look forward to hopefully seeing you tonight when we have our Simchat Torah program. I know the Cantor is doing something special for Shabbat at 10 a.m. today. And I look forward to also seeing you tomorrow morning as we continue with another reflection, this time from one of our phenomenal teens, Kate and Sarner. Have a good day.